Hello, friends. James Stevenson here with the first ever episode of Who Was Hating Hard on Tesla 6 years ago today? I don't have a graphic for that, but he was hating hard on Tesla that day. Maybe I'll roll the Who's Hating Hard on Tesla that day sizzle. Before I check in with my co host Loki, who is curled up in bed sleeping, I'll just jump right into the content and share my desktop with you, show you this post. 6 years ago today, Tesla was trading at $20, adjusted for splits. Hashtag TeslaQ didn't believe the 2019 short burn of the century would occur a year later. Today, Tesla production averages 35,000 vehicles per week. You'll see why that's important in a minute. And I don't know anyone long the stock who believes terminal value is only $1 trillion now. Why is that figure important? Well, let's take a look at this screenshot from the 4th of July, 2018. How was Michael King at WallStCritic celebrating Independence Day by encouraging his fellow Tesla Q members? I mean, you talk about a longtime Tesla Q member, mid 2018. That's a longtime Tesla Q member, right? Encouraging his compatriots. Use $1 trillion as Tesla's terminal value and work backwards literally every bull thesis. He did not believe it. A lot of people were in his camp back then, right? Like, this was a majority viewpoint at the time. Tesla will never get to a $1 trillion market cap, is what many people thought. ARK Invest had already gone on the record publicly as saying they believed Tesla would be a multi-trillion-dollar company in the future. But people like Jim Chanos went on television and answered a question directly when asked, will Tesla's market cap exceed General Motors? He answered no immediately. No, they'll never be worth $60 billion, or whatever GM was trading for at the time. And we all know how that bet worked out for Jim Chanos. He got his face ripped off shorting Tesla and had to close his hedge fund, Kinnikos Associates. We don't know what this reply was, but we know how Michael King replied to it. So we can guess that part of what this reply said was, where does your arrogance come from? Prompting Michael King to reply, my arrogance comes from the fact, that the respected Long's comments all sound like at bagholder quotes. Bagholder quotes is a anonymous, I want to call it a parody account. It's just an account that people submit screenshots or tweets to. And he used to name and shame them by saying who they were and what their profile picture was, and stopped doing that after a while. Now they redact who the bagholder quote was made from. But when people say dumb stuff about how they are planning to trade or invest, they submit it to bagholder quotes, who sorts through and filters those and posts the ones they find the funniest as real life human being decisions about how they were investing. Michael King thought that anybody buying Tesla stock was in that category, that they were among the dumbest people investing. He thought if you were buying Tesla stock, there was almost nobody dumber than you at investing your money. Here we are, Tesla investors, 6 years later, sitting on more than a 10x gain from $20 per share. If I'm long a company, Michael King continued, and the CEO mentions burning short sellers, then I'm selling 100% of my stake and possibly swinging to a short, which Michael King did, unless I'm mistaken. I thought he was selling Tesla short. In the next post, let me know if you know for sure whether Michael King was short Tesla stock at this time or between then and now. The discourse has the unmistakable musk, not a coincidence that he used that word, of a penny stock, and nearly all of the longs are saying $1 trillion market cap. I'm predicting a few awful raises and bankruptcy, BK, within the next few years. The cars are uneconomic, full stop. I hope they make $20,000 a week. Why would he say this? because in the summer of 2018, Elon was talking about how Model 3 at Fremont was close to making 5,000 per week. Remember, Model Y had not been produced yet. So Model 3 was what all the focus was about in 2018, getting production up and past the break-even point. Michael King did not believe there was a break-even point. Michael King believed the more they sell, the more they lose. Michael King believed Tesla was selling dollar bills for 90 cents. Michael King was wrong. Here are the replies. Maxwellian at Pivotonians, they reap what they sow, with the Venn diagram here of people who are always wrong and people who are never right. And the overlap between those two groups is Tesla Q. I replied, some people aren't cut out for investing. That's why index funds were invented. Yes, Michael King would have been far better off putting his money in index funds than he would have been shorting Tesla. Which seems to have been his advice to people reading his tweets in 2018 and 2019. Here's one from Joe, original Joe39. That is why I just bought more and will buy more every week. And I replied with the nerd and the cool guy emoji here. Me being the nerd, and Joe being the cool guy with a Bored Ape Yacht Club profile pic there. Lawrence at Avatrode replied, WallStCritic critiqued and ratioed. I bet his views haven't changed despite hashtag Tesla being up approximately 1,500% since 2018. George Thurman replying he knew he was arrogant, so he got that right at least. You got to cut these people some slack. It's time for the shorts to go all in. All right, that's kind of the end of these replies, with Chris Knudsen saying hashtag Tesla, feeling like it did back in 2018. So who's hating hard on Tesla? 6 years ago this week, it was Michael King, who I hope watches this video and replies. Reply if you're watching the video, Michael King. Let me know your thoughts today on what you think, what your reaction is to watching this video. And I guess I should check back in with Loki before outroing by saying, like the video if you liked the video, which will let the algorithm know to show it to other people who might like the same video you liked. And thank you to everybody who subscribes to me on Patreon or on X or on YouTube, as my executive producers, Kathy Kitchler and Rebellionaire.com did, earning them a shout out at the end of every video. And I'll see you in the next one.